Hello everyone! We hope you are doing well. There is so much to catch up on, lots to say. We also have some big news. A lot has happened since our last video, which was almost a year and some change ago.
Yeah.
And in the last video, you were about 3 weeks post-baby. I was 4 months into motherhood. Today, you are about a year and a half in. I'm about almost 2 years in, and so much has happened since. So how about you kind of give us some updates on what has happened since the last video?
Sure. Well, it's been a minute. It's a way when you think about, like, you have to do a little recap of your life the last year, and so I'm like, what have I been up to? But I actually took a year off to take care of my baby. That was something that I chose to do because in France you have 3 months of paid maternity leave, but I felt that was not enough for me. I needed to be home much longer just to recuperate, get to know myself as a mom, get to know my baby, breastfeeding still, and I've been doing since she was born, so that's a lot of work. I don't know how women do it to be able to get back at work after 3 months. I'm not one of those people. I still felt like in my little cloud. Postpartum was very difficult because we had babies during the pandemic. You couldn't really have people coming and going to help out with tasks, so we had to do a lot of things on our own. I mean, I didn't even shower daily. I didn't brush my teeth daily. Like, it was...
I can totally relate.
Yeah. I was literally like in my pajamas all day long, taking care of the little one. It was a challenge. I'm happy we passed that phase now because postpartum is not fun. You have a lot of hormones. Your body is hurting. Your body is recuperating, and you constantly have this little human being literally sucking the life out of you.
Literally.
So you have no time to read, no time to like reconnect with yourself again. So you can read and educate yourself about it, but there's like no like to go to list or to go to advice because it's a very personal journey at the end of the day. But grateful I could get out of it sane, because some people, they get stuck in it. They have depression, they need to go to therapy, take medication, but luckily I managed to get back on track rather smoothly. And then I started working. I took a short-term contract for 4 months. And that was nice because that was, I think she just turned 1 when I accepted that job. So it was nice to be out again, like taking showers daily, dressing up.
Getting out of the house without the stroller.
Girl, and I live on the 4th floor, no elevator. So to get out, it's a lot. So I was happy I could just like take off my shoes on and like, I'm gonna go to work and I listen to music for 20 minutes walking, and just little things like that you appreciate much more now as a mom, because that's like alone time that we call it when you're a mom. So that was nice to be out, use my brain again, interact with people, feeling needed in an important way. So that was nice.
Well, it's important to be needed by your baby, but in a different way.
Exactly. So, and then you come home and you take care of the little one again, but at least you feel like you did something for yourself as well, which is really hard to do when you have a baby. And also, I mean, we're doing all this abroad, so we don't have a lot of family and friends who can help out. We do have people who helps out, but it's not the same way. So it felt good to just be out there and do me again, even though I'm not looking forward to like get back to being old self and snatch back and this and that. Like, I don't care. Like, I grew human, I pushed out a human, my body is different now, which I love. Still accepting though, but still like I see it in a positive way. So yeah, and then in the beginning of July, I got hitched. I got married. So I don't have a baby daddy. He's my husband now. We're switching titles.
Titles officially changed.
Yes.
You're a wife.
I am a wife now.
Now.
I do, and a baby. What happened? What? I'm so grown. I don't get it, but it's nice because I mean, even the babies and marriage and stuff like that is not for everybody. I just feel it's nice that life is evolving and you add these aspects to your life and you share life with people. I just love it. We're growing in so many ways, so that's interesting. And we're doing all this in Paris. So my baby's, I mean, she's born in Paris. She's French.
You can hear in the background here.
Yeah. Try to make her quiet, but she's a lovely one. She's nice.
She is nice.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, and then oh yeah. So the ceremony, just to tell you guys a little bit about that. We did a formal one in Paris with our closest one, friends and family.
I got to be there.
She came. She really did the most to come. She's gonna tell you guys later why, but I super appreciate it about it. So we've been sharing some amazing moments off camera. So happy to be able to share a little bit of it now. And yeah, I guess I pass the mic to you, Maya.
Okay, well, for me, like you, I feel like you've done a lot, and it seems like a short amount of time. Like, it doesn't feel like it's been a year. Like, I had to look on YouTube when the last video was, and in my mind, I felt like we did another video since, but we've just been living life off the camera, I would say.
Yeah.
And for good reason. A lot has happened. You've been doing a lot, myself as well, and I can relate to a lot of things that you said and have done. So similar to Hannah, I did decide to take an extended time off from work after having my little one. As Hannah mentioned, maternity leave is about 3 months after you have your baby, which in hindsight, I thought, oh, that's great. Like, there's paid maternity leave compared to the US where I'm from, where it's not standardized. Like, it really depends on your job. Like, it could be a few weeks, it could be maybe a month, but there's nothing that's like actually set in stone on a national level as far as maternity leave. So I was really appreciative to have something and to have like that guaranteed 3 months. But once reality hit of actually having my baby and like how I felt and what I needed, like rest and like taking time for myself to recover, and just to understand my new role as a mom, especially like you said, like being in Paris, not near family, also during a pandemic was really challenging. So I definitely needed that time, and luckily I was able to do so. So I did take about a year off from work and was taking care of my baby full time, and in that time I was really focused on mom mode, like just really understanding how to adapt to this new role that I guess you're somewhat prepared for in pregnancy because you know the baby's gonna come, but like Hannah mentioned, once the baby comes, like, okay, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but you are like what your baby needs.
Exactly.
And then postpartum, like, I feel like we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, like, it's different for everybody. Maybe you can read up on it a little bit, but like what that is and is going to look like for you, I guess you can't really prepare for it. The unknowns of like the emotional roller coaster, or like we talk about a lot about postpartum depression. I, for some reason, like, well, for me, I had more like postpartum rage. Like, I would be upset for no reason and couldn't explain why. Which was really challenging because I was like questioning myself, am I crazy or am I making a big deal out of it? But like, it's so weird to feel things and feel them very strongly and not be able to communicate why.
Yeah, I was crying a lot. Like, are you hungry? I'm like, bah!
And then one of the biggest things that like came out of nowhere, which I knew about a little bit, was like the postpartum hair loss and shedding. Like, it came out of nowhere and I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm a sick person. Like, where did my hair go? So there's just like so many bodily changes that you can't anticipate or prepare for and adjusting to having a new body after having a baby, just like so many different things. So definitely feel very happy that I took that time off.
Yes.
I definitely think, and I understand why countries like your own in Sweden give moms at least 1 year. Like, I feel like that's the minimum that every mom should have, no matter where they live.
Yeah.
And I think that we've been pretty fortunate to have made that personal decision to take that time, because I think something that we don't also talk enough about is like the potential conflict of feeling like bad that you're not working or like getting back to society, because I do think society does push on us like the snapback culture.
Absolutely.
Or feeling like
absolutely
not fully independent because you're maybe relying on your partner a little bit more than you would because they were still working. So kind of managing that, and I wouldn't say guilt, but adjustment was also hard for me. And then what else? So about a year, a little bit before a year, I actually did decide to go back to work. And that was like a whole thing in itself because I had to find childcare for my son.
Yeah.
We didn't get a spot in the daycare, so I had to find another option, which was like basically like at home kind of like nanny situation. But that was like a whole headache in itself, learning the process of even how to find somebody, and then trusting somebody. That was like the biggest thing for me, like going back to work. And like I didn't have the pressure to go back to work, but I did have the stress of not feeling completely comfortable leaving my son with somebody else that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So luckily they do have this thing called like period de adaptation, like a little trial period where you get to stay with your baby, and like it happens progressively. So yeah, that was super challenging for me, finding someone and then like leaving him with somebody else like all day. Like I felt really guilty. Like mom guilt is real. Like I didn't understand it before, but mom guilt is real. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I could have stayed not working for a little longer, but I also like relate to you of feeling like it was important for me to like get out of the house, get back into another rhythm of feeling needed in a different way, using my brain in a different way. So yeah, but going back to work was really hard. I think that it took me like a good month or so to feel somewhat comfortable. And it was also hard for my baby. He like was resisting napping there or not eating, so that didn't help. But basically, after time, like he understood mommy is getting back to work and that he had to stay there all day, and then everything went fine and everything's going perfectly now. So that was another big thing. And then in parallel of going back to work, I did get inspired on an entrepreneurial business side to start a new endeavor focused on motherhood and this postpartum kind of universe that we don't speak enough about. So I entered a business incubator, a very intense one, right before starting work that I was able to do in parallel with starting work. And it was really challenging, but really stimulating again, like to be working in a different way outside of the house. Like you too, I was breastfeeding, and I was still breastfeeding once my son went to daycare. So like pumping, like managing all that was like a lot. And then in addition to work in the incubator, I was planning a wedding. So like you, I had that as a big change. So I was planning a wedding. I actually had two. So in March, we did a civil ceremony in Los Angeles so that my family that couldn't come over to France could be involved. And then in July, a week before Hannah's wedding, I had our big celebration with all of our friends and family in the French Alps, which was amazing.
A dream scenario.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. Like I still feel like a little bit on a little cloud. I don't know if you can relate to like feeling like in your own little bubble post-wedding.
Absolutely.
But that was super nice. I am a wifey now, just like Hannah.
Wifey club.
Have a husband and a son and a family that we're raising in Paris. So that is kind of like what we've been up to in a nutshell. I feel like Hannah and I, like, it's so weird, like we've been in sync in so many life developments as if we planned it, but everything has happened super naturally.
It did.
And everything has kind of flown in its own due course for the both of us.
Yeah.
Becoming pregnant at the same time, getting married within weeks of each other. So many milestones.
Yeah.
I guess one of the next things we can maybe talk about is like what we're up to next and like what's the near future has in hold for us or in store for us.
Yeah. So big change. I actually decided after 13 years in Paris to move my family back to Sweden. We feel it's the best choice for us to do at the moment. During the pandemic, we realized a lot of things that, I love Paris. As a single person, honestly, it's the best city in the world. You have culture, you have nightclub, you have restaurants. It's so easy to go out. Like you basically live on the street because that's where everything happens. But you have a family now. You have different, a different perspective, different wants also, more of a relaxed life. I realized when I was stuck in my little apartment during pandemic, I'm like, I need some space. I want to go back to nature. So end of July, we moving actually back to Sweden. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Okay, I'm manifesting. I'm packing up my life in boxes, but I don't really realize I'm actually doing this. It's weird. It feels like an end of an era, and also like the perfect next step for me and my family. But it's still weird. I basically like I grew up here. My adulthood. This is like me. Like I don't know who I'm gonna be in Sweden because I'm like almost Parisienne, you know. But so we'll see. But yeah, taking my family back to Sweden. I'm leaving everything here, and it feels so surreal. But for the lifestyle I want, I don't see it happening here for me and my family. But yeah, I'm leaving Maya. I'm leaving all my girls, all my like contact stuff I built up for the last 13 years. Just like, but yeah. So
that's a big news.
Yeah.
I'm not learning it in real time. I knew it.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, that is very surreal. Like, even walking here, I was like, oh my gosh, like I am going to be doing the last video with Hanna before she leaves.
Don't make me cry now.
I think that like we've been like able to see each other quite often these past couple of months, but I don't think, even for you, I don't think it will hit you till you're like away back in Sweden and like readjusting, because I think very much been a little bit in survival mode, I feel like.
100%.
So it's hard to like feel all the things, and then once you're like actually there and like settling and like redeveloping what your next chapter is going to be, I think you'll be able to feel all of the things, because you've been very much like go.
I've been, and even since I stopped working, and with her wedding before mine and stuff, and after I had mine, like the 2 days after, I'm like I crashed. I got super sick. And I think I'm gonna crash again when I
physically and emotionally, your body's gonna be like, okay, you need a break now.
It's crazy because, as you say, like survival mode, it can mean so many different things for different people. But in our very comfortable, luxurious way, it's been hard because you don't have time to feel. You just need to go get up there and do what you need to do. And so we don't have a lot of support from family and friends. We live in a different country. Like it's so many paperwork to do, with so many things that you don't understand, and you'd be like, I don't have time to be a weak person now. You just like go. But at least I acknowledge that I'm in survival mode, so I'm ready for the crash. But it's really important to like check in with yourself also and say like what's happening, what's going on, and not just be like, yeah, I'm gonna be this one hustling and fast life, this and that. Like it ain't cool. Like it ain't cool. Okay, nobody wants to crash. So I'm in for the slow life. That's why I'm moving. I need the slow life. I need to like take a few steps back and just like, because we've been going like a Tesla for the last 13 years. So I just need to take the break. So that's why we're moving. But I mean, I'm not so far. We're still in Europe.
Yes.
2.5-hour flights. We're gonna see each other.
Yeah, and you have your in-laws here.
Yeah, I do.
So you'll be coming back and definitely coming. I have not been to Sweden, and I've been holding off to be able to visit Hanna. Like I thought I would be visiting and us coming back to Paris together, but I'll be visiting her there. I'm super excited to discover Sweden through your eyes and see you. Like I genuinely think that you developed into a beautiful person and have accomplished so much in Paris. And I think that this is going to be an amazing like next chapter for you in Sweden.
Don't start, Maya.
And I can't wait to see what you're going to do. And I know that you're going to be awesome there and crush it there. So, I mean, as sad as it is for you to like leave, I feel like all my mom friends are leaving Paris, but it's going to be such an amazing next chapter, and I'm so happy for you. And super excited for you.
Thank you, Maya. I'm trying to not to cry because my voice already fucked up because I'm sick. But yeah, I feel it's time. And I mean, we're gonna stop this channel. We haven't been super active lately. You guys know why?
It's hard. Like I definitely give so much credit to people that are able to like maintain creating content on a consistent basis, because it definitely is a lot of work that maybe people kind of like consume the videos and don't understand how much work it goes into doing it. And like I definitely have had fun doing it, but like at the same time, we've been in such like, again, survival mode, or like just like day to day, like having to get through our everyday, that making time to film a video requires work, even like to do this one.
Oh yeah, like my baby's right here.
It's a team effort to like get these videos done and like to carve out the time. I have to head back to work shortly, but we made it happen. But all that to say, definitely has been fun. As far as like what I'm up to, I'll be staying in Paris. I have begun like questioning like what my next steps are. I guess like I don't feel like I'm ready to leave. August will be 10 years for me, which is like mind-blowing. I forgot to mention, in all the things that I've been doing, I actually applied for French citizenship. So that's a process. It was a long one that is still ongoing. So I'm basically waiting to hear back if I become French or not. So that is on the, how do you say, like back burner in the way. I'm just basically waiting. I did my interview, which was super intense, and I'm just waiting to find out. So that is basically going to give me freedom in the event we do decide like if we want to leave France to be able to go somewhere else in Europe. But for now, like we definitely are still staying in Paris. Nothing like really dramatic or like exciting happening. I think I'm still like recomposing from like everything that has been going on in like the past month, like organizing a wedding. Took a lot of energy. It was like an amazing day, but I'm still like recovering from like all of the energy that it required. We will not be continuing creating content together in the same space because Hannah's leaving. But our energy and our journey will live on the channel, and you can still follow us respectively on our different Instagram accounts and see what our next journeys and adventures will be. I think that we really appreciate you guys for always sticking with us, supporting us, even though we haven't been like super consistent. But I feel like every time we do create a video, it's with a lot of intention and care and love. So I hope that you've enjoyed everything that we have put out, and I really thank you guys for supporting us and following our journey. I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Well, also the few people that we've inspired to like go out there and go get it and live their dream and do this expat thing. It's an honor, and for you who haven't done it yet, who aspire to do it, it's possible. Look at us. Like, there's nothing special about us. Like,
you can do it too.
We're the same human beings as you are. We just put our mind to it, and it is possible. I mean, worst case scenario, you can always go home, and that is an amazing plan B. So just go out there. I mean, the time is now. We all see that stuff is happening. No, we don't know how long we're going to be here. Just enjoy life in the moment. Sorry, my voice is breaking. And yeah, I'm not going to say too much because I'm going to start crying, but it's been an amazing journey to do this, and we wish we could keep on doing it, but it is hard, and we had good intentions of sharing our lives here in Paris, and also as two black girls, giving inspiration. We're thriving, darling. Yeah, because we wanted to create stuff that we didn't see, that we missed, so people could, have that as an inspiration. So we did that. We're gonna still keep doing it from Paris and from Gothenburg. But yeah, let's stay in touch, guys. Let's stay in touch. Take care of each other, and thank you all for the support.
Thank you
throughout the years. And yeah, live life in the now.
Yeah. Nothing more to add. I think that's a great way to end this video.
Bye. Bye.